What's up guys? Basics of probability second video. At the end of this video, we should know what independent and dependent probability are and how they are different, as well as the multiplication and addition of probability. So how are probabilities dependent or independent? Well, first of all, probability is independent when the two possible events do not cause any effect on the other events. As we see in the diagram, the event A does not interfere with event B, then the probability is considered as an independent probability. There are two distinct possible events. So for example, let's say we're to figure out the probability of choosing a red pencil, let's say it's a red pencil over here, and a math textbook from a store. We are going to buy a math textbook from a store. The color or type of pencil you will buy does not interfere with the probability of you buying a certain book. So just because you chose a red pencil from a store doesn't mean that it lowers the probability or it lowers the range of you buying a certain type of math textbook. This is the situation when the probabilities are independent. Next, a probability is considered dependent if the events interfere with each other. It is kind of hard to simulate this situation, so I'll just give you an example. Let's say there are 10 balls in total. They're in a bag. There's a 10 ball. There are 10 balls in total. Let's say there's 5 red ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's going to be 5 blue ones. To make things simple. 3, 4, 5. So what would be the probability of choosing a red ball? Assuming that we don't know what ball you're going to choose. 1/2, obviously. Because out of 10 balls, you're going to choose 5 red balls. So that would equal 1/2. Then, what is the probability of choosing another red ball after taking the first one out? Now here, we have 9 balls in total because we took 1 red ball out and 4 red balls in total. So the probability will be 4/9, not quite equal as the first one. This is when the probability is dependent. The probability of you choosing a first red ball has cause effect on you choosing the second ball. If we had put the ball back from the first event, then the event would have been independent. When we read questions regarding probability, we see two specific words quite often, and or. What and or implies to mathematicians is multiplication or addition. When we see and in the probability questions, it means the event A and event B happening at the same time. What is the probability of two events happening at the same time? Or, as you may have guessed already, means addition. What is the probability of alpha A or B happening? So as you see here, and would be multiplication or will be addition. Remember this table, it is very important. Let's see some examples. The probability that James buys a cappuccino is 30%, Americano is 4%, and the water is 30%. That's 100% in total. He is going to buy something. A dice is known to have 6 sides, each side having a different number, natural number, from 1 to 6. What is the probability that James buys an Americano and the dice he rolled is a 6? Now, does the number of the dice he rolled is dependent on what coffee James buys? No, it doesn't matter. You just roll a dice and you get a random number from 1 to 6. Same for James. He's gonna buy a coffee or a water, anything he would want to drink depending on every day. It could be different. So this event is an independent possibility situation. So how do we solve it? He's going to buy an Americano, which is a probability of 40%. And every number in dice is probability is 1 over 6. So all we have to do is 100 over 40 over 100 times 1 to the 6, which can be simplified as 2 over 5 times 1 to the 6, we factorize here 1 and a 3 equals 1 over 15. That is the probability of James buying an Americano and then the dice he rolled is a 6 at the same time. We have to look carefully the words if it's and or. Let's see another example. When the dice is rolled 2 times, what is the probability that you get a set of 2 and a 5 or 1 and a 3? So this question here is using or here, which means we have to add the probability of getting a set of 2 and a 5 or 1 and a 3 after rolling the dice 2 times. Now, let's calculate the probability of getting any two random numbers after rolling the dice. So dice, if you roll it 2 times, dice has a 6 different numbers. When you roll it 2 times, you're going to have 2 any random numbers, which means out of 6, you're going to have 2 numbers, which we don't care about the order yet. So this would be 6 factorial over 4 factorial 2 factorial, which would be 6 times 5 over 2 times 1, 15. So there's 15 total number of sets of having 2 different numbers, which means getting 2 and a 5 would be 1 over 15, and getting a 1 and a 3, I'll put in a different color, would be identical as a probability of getting 2 and a 5, which is 1 over 15. The question has asked us has said or, which means we need to add these two probabilities together. What's the probability of getting set of 2 and a 5 or 1 and a 3 equals 2 over 15. This is how we solve independent or dependent probabilities and how we apply and or, as well as you can say multiplication or addition of probability in a real question. Thank you for watching.